What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Vampy Book Club. You guys know what this is and what it's gonna be. We're gonna be talking about issue 8 of Vampirella. You know, I can't be talking about Vampy without my Deli Man. What's going on? What's
What up,
going
yo?
on? Yeah. So we're gonna be talking about issue 8, and guess what? Vampy's back.
Vampy's back. That's right. She's back.
Vampy's back, and she's doing the back attack. I'm just Vampy's back, and now we talk about the cover right now. So if you guys didn't know, this cover's by one of the many cover artists, Ken Kelly. So like I told you guys in the last episode of what was it, 6, that he is actually related to Frank Frazetta. He's actually Frazetta's nephew, uh, because of marriage, because he married, into the family. So Frank married into the family. So, and this is how Ken Kelly and Frank, uh, you know, like he learned under Frank. He did all kinds of stuff with Frank. But so this is a lot of people's favorite of his covers that he's done for Vampirella. One of people's all time favorites of his. So a lot of people's favorite of this cover, and then the main reason is because of the story and stuff. It actually matches, you know the what is it? The carpet matches the drapes.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
time.
yeah. Yeah, it's tied into the story. Yeah,
Yeah, so it's tied into the story, so that's why a lot of people enjoy it. But the biggest thing with this time around with Tom Sutton, since Sutton was the one that told the first story. So, but the big reason with this one is, if well, Del can attest to this, the story's a little longer and a little darker this time. It's not as corny as the first two.
yeah,
So that's the big takeaway from it. It was they finally took her seriously and said, "Hey, let's write her a little more darker, a little more serious." And not another thing of this issue is a lot of first appearances in this issue, a bunch. And Dell couldn't even keep up with all those damn first appearances.
yeah, yeah. Definitely. It was it was pretty cool because it was like, and this is what I'm liking. One thing I appreciate about the books
Yeah,
is they they do tie in covers.
yeah,
Yeah, that the cover art ties into the story within the book.
yeah. A
So
little, yeah. If it's not this one, it's probably the story after it, or before it, or it's either the last story sometimes.
yeah, yeah.
So
So
yeah,
they always try. Seems like that's what Warren Publishing was always focused on, was making sure that the cover art, so far, for what I've been noticing, that they've been tying in. I make sure that the painting or artwork that they're using on the cover ties in with one of the stories within the
at
book.
at least,
Yeah,
because a lot of the times when they had Frank Frazetta do them, Frank did artwork nothing to do with the story, and so they had to work around it and go, crap, we got to come up with one.
yeah, exactly. So it's just cool. I tend to appreciate that. So
Yeah.
far, I like it. I appreciate it. Yeah.
So how many stories did we read out of this one? I forgot. Like
I
we did 3, right, or 2 this time.
I just heard the one with the vampy in it.
Okay, I just read the one with Bempy in it too,
Yeah.
because that's all I had time for really this week. So
Yeah. I
so
was
for now, like we told you guys, for now on, it's gonna be, for from issue 8 and on, we're just gonna probably take the Vampy story, since the Vampy story is a little longer, so we can talk a little more about them.
yeah.
Yeah. So let's get to that story. But you guys can see, here's the first panel. Here's the cover art, or interior cover art for it. Tom Sutton and Archie Goodwin. So Archie Goodwin did the art. See, I can see this one being our actual cover now. You know what I mean? I can see
Yeah.
one of the cosplayers redoing it, and And I can see Reichi. I can see a bunch of a bunch of the cosplayers actually doing this, redoing this cover, and could do a for a Christmas special cover.
Yeah, and I can say this like somebody like if they want to like redo like almost like redo the like redo the artwork, like still keep the same story but redo the artwork.
Yeah,
Like, still use like as a cover.
yeah.
We're down the
Well,
road.
yeah, even because even now the photo covers you can even pull it off because you can have the girl stand like that and then fucking just digitally put the background to it,
Yeah,
similar background to it, and it looked just like the cover. So that'd be kind of neat. That'd be kind of neat to see a updated version of this.
absolutely. Yeah. So this first panel page here, that's kind of like
Yeah,
that what still could be considered in like today's comic books, like the actual cover art.
yeah,
It'll still be cool.
yeah,
Could
yeah, yeah. And then we get to Vampy in the snow. So and then you get these little panels here, and then she rolls down a hill,
Yeah.
and we see a creature or whatever it is that looks like she rolls down to like some type of mansion or something, and this creature finds her or something probably, but we'll find out by the next but the next panels. Yeah. So pretty much we were right. I mean, if you're wearing something like that in the snow, you're gonna be cold as shit.
Yeah. Of course. Very cold, frozen.
Yeah.
So yeah, very indeed. That's very cold and frozen and stuff like that. So it's which is cool. It's like that's what you'll learn about the story here as we move into the next panel. It shows her in the snow.
Yeah.
It kind of like, and of course, it doesn't. It starts off like kind of like not really making sense. It's like what's going on? Why is
Right.
she roaming out in the snow? And stumbles upon this. Um,
Almost like a Swamp Thing esque or
yeah,
or or like Frankenstein esque character. So it's kind of fun because we don't know nothing yet. There's no words or nothing yet to tell us what's going on. I mean, there are, but it's not nothing to tell exactly tell us.
exactly.
Like this panel here.
Yeah. And this panel here it just shows her.
Mm.
This is where it starts describing as she left her planet. You know, that her just kind of describing her planet, how what it is. That it's
What
that.
like if you guys didn't know, from the if this is for people that didn't pick up the first issue. Probably
Yeah,
it's just retelling her story a little bit to tell you guys who she is and where she came from, and so it's pretty much just like the comics now. If somebody just went randomly picked up issue 8 or something, so at least you find out more about the character a little bit. But
yeah,
I mean I actually enjoyed the darker look at it, you know what I mean, the little bit darker side of this where there's Sutton drawing it, and where Archie Goodwin's drawing it, and Tom's writing it and stuff like that. So always, he's what they both surprised me this time. So honestly, they both really surprised me on this one.
yeah. I enjoyed the arc on it a little bit better.
Yeah.
Plus, there's kind of a storytelling on it too, because they actually
Yeah.
got a little more in depth about it too. So which is cool. So I appreciate that
Yeah.
sort of thing. And
Wasn't as corny as the last time.
yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't like that. Like the other stories where she was playing, where Vampirella was playing host.
Yeah.
You know, and it was
Or playing a ditz
yeah,
sometimes. Yeah.
yeah. So which is cool. It's like all right, cool. It's she's doing a little bit more here.
So
Then it got
I'm wondering if this is from issue 2. You remember she was on a plane on issue 2. You remember? She was
yeah.
on she was on that plane on issue 2. So I'm wondering if this is so he made a continued it from issue 2, because you remember something, the lightning hit the freaking the motor of the plane, where we left off on issue 2.
Right. Yeah, and then so it pretty much is the people at this it looks like it turns out to be like a retreat or a mansion, found her and drug her in.
Yeah. Well, so far we think it's a retreat,
Yeah,
but later on in the story we find out they're not just it's not just a retreat. But we'll get me and Del will get to that part. Get to a lot of first appearance, like we said, first appearances and one of her major foes of Vampirella magazines.
that's
We'll
right.
get to it. We're working on it, but we're just telling you guys what we've read so far. But I really enjoy, like I said, I really enjoyed the Sutton's story, and I really enjoyed Archie Goodwin's art this time. Like he actually outdid himself on this one, I think. Like the what was it? The third panel, like where she's actually like looks like she's getting out of the medical bed, and then the doctor's running after her. It looks like so
Yeah,
that's you know what I mean. The
yeah. It looks like she's trying to escape the medical bed, but
yeah
she's still kind of weak.
yeah
Uh, but he's like trying to tell her, "Hey, I'm trying to help you out here."
yeah.
That sort of thing, and uh, yeah, it's like she was about to jump. She was about to jump through the window, but
But like you
she,
said, too weak.
she's too weak. And then
Yeah.
he also amputated. So at this point, this is where he has realized that this person that's playing a doctor is realizing who Vampirella is. That she's
Yeah.
just like she's not a normal woman.
Right.
She is an alien, a vampire alien from another planet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there's even on here it mentions that he had to amputate her bat wings on the back from her back.
Ouch.
Yeah,
That
so
I would think that would hurt
yeah,
because those things can retract. So
yeah,
you would think they
yes,
would hurt.
yeah. So he would,
Yeah.
So that's one thing that I noticed because apparently he sedated Vampirella, and I guess under sedation, Vampirella was talking in her sleep about
Uh,
who she is and all that stuff.
I'm one. I'm one. Yeah, I forgot that he amputated the wings, and now we learned something because she grows them back.
Yeah, so this, yeah, and then now this person that's showing up here now, this nurse, is a little suspicious about everything. So so she's kind of giving this doctor a hard time about all the attention he's giving Vampirella now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because the nurse is not getting the attention no more.
exactly, exactly. That's
Because
exactly what it is.
yeah, because it's the oh, you're giving all that attention to that brunette. I'm a blonde type stuff.
Exactly. So
So, like you said from the last stories we read the last time. So now Vampirella's the main chick, and then now the blood, now the nurse is the side chick.
right,
Pretty much.
exactly, exactly. So that's what's going on there. So
See, my favorite panel out of this one is this one here of where he has her face in the panel and the doctor behind her.
oh
I
yeah,
That's my favorite panel in the. I mean, I like the whole thing, but that's my favorite panel of it so far because you get a close up look at her face.
yeah.
So
Yeah, it's cool the way they're building up to it, building up in the story.
yeah,
Very
the
cool.
way yeah. So and now we can get to the Van Helsings. Now we can get to the first appearances. So
Yeah,
we got Adam and Conrad, right? I told you, yeah,
yeah. So it's so that this is there's there's three things out of it. There's their first full Vampirella feature that began to develop her character. That was
yeah,
written by Archie Goodwin. So we just
yeah,
established that. Now,
yeah.
as far as like first full appearances, this is a first full appearance of Adam Van Helsing and Conrad Van Helsing.
So the Van Helsing family, and then
Yeah,
plus that Adam becomes her love interest later on. So it's a big deal because it's one of her major,
yeah,
two of her major characters
yeah, and,
that are appearancing in here. So
yeah, and Conrad Van Helsing is the father of Adam Van Helsing.
yeah,
So it's the
the
father. Yeah,
the father and father and son duel of killing vampires.
exactly.
So
So
it's pretty cool that they actually introduced these guys. So I mean, like I didn't know, I forgot all about the first appearances in it, but it's always cool, man. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
which is cool. You know, it just show, so it just shows them. It cuts them like going through like looks like a graveyard, and it looks like what they killed off a vampire by what we all know in as far as
yeah,
vampire history is driving a stake through the heart. You
yeah,
know, so that's a big thing about that.
yeah,
Yeah, so which is cool. You
yeah,
know,
yeah. They introduce, and then we come back to Vampirella captive. Now it looks like she's captive in freaking in the doctor's office.
yeah. So
But
she
dude, I'm surprised how good these panels are. You know what I mean? Like how she's like got it like tied up here in bed here. You know, so
mhm. Yeah, so the artwork is still cool. I dig it. I dig the artwork, and
yeah, yeah,
it just shows her, you know, that she sees this monster person again. But every time she mentions it, the guy that's playing a doctor keeps on saying, "Oh no, you're hallucinating. You're hallucinating."
oh, yeah, yeah. And then the nurse thinks the nurse is spying on him.
Yeah, of course, keeping an eye on everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
the next couple of panels, yeah, we're gonna see the. I noticed one thing about the panels. The doctor's face changes. You notice that, right?
yeah. It changes a little bit, and so the doctor kind of like introduce like lets her know what he's doing for Vampirella.
Yeah,
Like he's
pretty much seducing her.
introducing her, and like he mentioned that like when he first had her, he did give her a little bit of his own blood to kind of keep her going, but at
uh,
the same time he was kind of like this is where it kind of like part of the story kind of reminded me of the Blade movie.
oh,
I'll explain why. Because
okay,
like so this one, the doctor's trying to find her a serum or
right,
develop a serum for her to feed off of, so she won't need blood
right.
to survive.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah. This is the issue where they could come up with that serum that she drinks too, but
yeah, so
they forget. Yeah,
so that's what they're and that kind of reminds me almost like if you remember the first Blade movie where like the Whistler character was making a
yeah.
serum
Same
for
thing.
in a way to make sure that to keep the Blade's vampire cravings
Yeah,
the
so
middle.
I'm wondering if the Blade store if this came before Blade or if Blade came at the same time, and they took each other's idea of the
Yeah,
serum. I wonder.
yeah, probably. It's probably, I think. I mean,
We should look up Blade and Vampy to see what who dro- who was first. I think Vampy was 69. I think Blade was what in the same time. I think time frame. I think or later, right? Something like that.
yeah, I'm checking. I'm looking right now. Looking right now. Let's see here. If I can actually spell correctly.
Can't be any worse than a dyslexic Asian. So.
Yeah. So yeah, it was until like 1973.
Mm,
So it was years. Blade was introduced into Marvel or in the comics in 1973.
okay.
So
So 73. So she was 69. So maybe the guys that read or that thought him up maybe took some ideas from her because
yeah,
if you
because it wasn't until the Tomb of Dracula issue 10 that's when Blade was introduced. That
right
was the first.
and then the serum for him too. There was you know what I mean. So I'm wondering if I'm wondering if the guys from the movie that created the Blade movie actually read these. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly. To
Yeah,
create like a unique story. So
yeah.
I think that's what made it happen. Yeah, so it uh wasn't till Tomb of Dracula issue 10 that's when Blade came in. So
Yeah, so
uh
I'm wondering if if the creators of Blade and if the guys from the movie, the guys that created the movie, both of those guys have read any Vampy stuff and probably added it for Blade.
yeah,
So
exactly. So I
yeah,
think that may have something to do with it too.
yeah,
So which is cool. Then Yeah, so it showed like in the previous book there, it shows the so the shows like her that will properly mention that by sharing blood, uh that's why it shows Vampirella and the doctor kissing, because
Right,
it's like almost like a very intimate thing to share
right,
blood like that. Then
right,
that's when the nurse walked in. It's like, oh, just like what I thought, So
right. And then not only that, but we get introduced to the cult of what was it again? Cult of
cult of chaos.
Cult of Chaos. Yeah. So now we get introduced how Del was explaining, saying thinking it was a retreat, but come to find out it's a freaking compound of cult members.
Exactly, exactly.
So we worked you guys up and told you guys you find out why we didn't tell you guys exactly right away, because this is one of her major groups that she goes against, not just the in the beginning in the in the 60s was what, because they make a reappearance in the next like couple issues later. Again, the cult makes another appearance again, so that's why it's a lot of first appearances in this thing.
Yeah, yeah. It's the first appearance of the cult of
Yeah,
chaos.
yeah.
Uh,
Adam
yeah,
Van Helsing and the other and then Daddy Van Helsing.
yeah. Adam and Conrad.
Conrad
Uh,
Van Helsing. Yeah.
yeah, so let's say she's going to the library, finds that book, and that's when she goes sees that,
Realizes.
and sees that nurse walk by, but but if you go to the next page, it shows like
Yeah.
the
Yeah. Ooh, hold on. I'm doing that right now.
it shows like the nurse walking with a group of people, like off to do like a to go do something cult related.
Yeah.
So it's pretty interesting. It's like, okay, let's just take a nice little turn, and
Yeah.
it's kind of developing things here, so which is cool. I dig it.
Yeah,
She's got
because yeah, and then it works because it develops the cult a little more. So so when we meet them, we re-meet them down the line, we know what they're about. So
exactly.
yeah, so it's like I said, I haven't read it in a while. I forgot how good the story was. Yeah,
It's actually a pretty decent story so far.
yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, now you see her go back to her original outfit.
yeah,
Yeah, and she sees like the see somebody that was laying at a cage. It looks like they were attacked by something, and if you look at that in the
yeah,
middle of the
yeah,
page, like I
yeah.
said, so it's pretty interesting so
But
far.
like I said, I enjoyed the Archie's art this time because he the way he did her how Vampy's surprised in this one, how she's running down running down the freaking stairs, you know. So it's a good, yeah. And then that was saying, the nurse walked this group of cultists down to their altar. So and if you remember, the cover actually had the altar in it,
Yeah,
somewhat of the altar in it.
exactly, and so pretty much this is like so with that book that Vampirella was looking at in the earlier, uh, it was talking about like a certain gods and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's just like this is the altar to that god that they were see that she was reading in the book, and apparently it was like uh this guy was looking for extra souls, like an additional soul, and so now like they're originally like going to use like Vampirella to sacrifice her for that. You know,
well, and then now we see what happens.
so yeah, it looks like Vampirella will like at this point had gained her strength back,
Yeah,
so she started fighting off a lot of the cult members and stuff like that, and so she's like fighting her way through. So she felt good, like because the serum that she drank earlier was starting to kick in,
yeah,
and and then she felt like her powers are coming back, so she feels strong again. So which is cool.
yeah. And then the next panel is with the doctor now grabbing her.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Oh no, actually no, it's not the doctor grabbing. I forgot. It was the nurse that was the one that was gonna sacrifice her.
Yes. But so now the nurse, yeah, so they end up tying up Vampirella. They end up still subduing Vampirella, tie her up to the altar.
Yeah,
She's about to
yeah.
get sacrificed here, but only for the doctor comes over, stops it, and sacrifices the nurse.
Yeah.
And now the doctor kind of made his true self,
Oh yeah, true. Yeah,
let
revealed
everybody
herself.
let everybody know who he really is. That he's not a doctor. He's a warlock.
Uh,
Yeah. So if you go back to the previous page
yeah.
on the bottom panel, it says that his name is Ethan Shroud, warlock of old Salem. First
So
leader.
so they didn't they did. I think he makes another appearance again. I'm not exactly sure, but I think he makes another appearance in one of the later issues too, when he's with the cultists again. I think or not, but I'm not exactly sure. But this could be another appearance of another character that she deals with
Yeah, because
later.
and this is saying here that he's like the first leader of this cult of chaos. So
Right.
he's saying he's
But
a first.
the funniest thing is they would never, you know what I mean? They would never give a full name to a character that what they won't use again. So he may be, he might be coming back. So you guys never know. So he might be coming back maybe in issue 10, issue 13. You never know. You see
Yeah,
it, but that if they're giving main characters names, that means they're coming back. If they don't give a character a name, they might not be coming back. So
right. So it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, so far it's interesting so far. And then
yeah,
yeah, like yeah, so doctor's untying her and the
yeah,
whole thing, and doing the usual stuff. So it's to get things going, and then like so as they move on, the one guy that was like a beast shows his real form
yeah,
as well, and then he goes, it looks like he transforms, he breaks through the chains and
yeah.
goes and starts going back to a
Yep.
human. Yeah, so
And
but,
then when I first read it and when I saw the creature, I thought it was the doctor at first.
mm, yeah,
When I read it, I'm like, wait a minute. And then I got that to that panel. I'm like, oh, it's actually not the doctor.
yeah, definitely. So so far that in the book, the Crimson Chronicles burn. The book that she was looking at, it burns in a
Yeah,
fire,
yeah,
and yeah, it's so far it's pretty interesting. Uh, Looks like the god is trying to break through some sort of portal, but they're running away. Vampirella and the warlock is running away here. So
yeah. And then yeah, you can see yeah, breaking through here. And then the doc yeah, it looks like the doctor, either that doctor or is that the guy that turned into that creature. I can't remember.
yeah, at this point it's a creature that was there that walks away. Is with Vampirella, but he's going back to like he's dying off, but he's
Right.
like going back to his human form, but it's dying at the same time.
Yeah,
Uh,
since it destroyed the creature.
yeah, yeah,
Or since
exactly.
they destroyed the cult thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Whatever spell
yeah, yeah.
that was
Keeping them
cast.
alive. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Keeping him as a monster,
yeah.
and then of
And
course
now we get to the final panel of where Conrad and freaking Adam were talking about her.
yeah. So they're looking at four different pictures there, and it looks like
But
Conrad. Yeah, it looks like Conrad is blind, but they're looking over at the different pictures, and then they pretty much at the end there put Vampirella as a target.
yeah, but for a blind fucking vampire hunter, he got some good aim, man, because he aimed because he actually stuck the damn stake in Vampirella's picture. So if he was blind, he got some good. Like I said, though he got some good aim.
Yeah, it looks like his other senses were heightened
Yeah,
a little bit more. So yeah, that was
yeah, but but what is it? So issue 13 or issue 10? I don't remember. Oh no. Like when we get to Jose Gonzalez's thing, we come well you guys find out some more stuff about Adam and Vampirella. But so when we get to issue 13, we'll be talking about that more. But so far, so good, man. So far, I enjoyed this story. And then we had the other stories, So it's still pretty much Crypt Keeper esque. She you know what I mean. It's but now at least they got stories with her in it. You know what I mean? It took 8 issues, but they finally figured it out and went, hey, maybe we should have her in it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, but like all these other stories, were decent too. I've read them before, and it's pretty much similar to the Vampirella story. Like the basis of the stories are pretty similar, but little different, but similar. But there's not a vampire; it's other creatures sometimes.
Right.
But it's pretty much the same story. Like human transforming into a creature. Yeah, so it's pretty much. But like I said, a lot of this stuff was decent. Like I said, she becomes a host again. You know what I mean? You see her as a host still, and then you see like fan art and stuff towards the end of the books. So it's kind of cool to see other people's artwork of her. So what did you think of the story, Del? What did you think? What you give it?
Oh yeah, well I give the story an 8 because overall it was a good story. It actually was a longer story than some of the other shorts
Right.
that were presented in.
Yeah, when we previously read it.
Yeah, because it was like they actually you can actually saw the developing of the characters and stuff like that. And okay, who's there, and
Right.
then it was a story. There was like that kept on progressing throughout
Right.
the book. So which is what I
You
as a comic book reader, or just a reading of books. Anybody who reads books in general, whether it's comics or just normal novels, you want to read you want to read and know who the progression of the characters and know where it's going. That's
right.
going somewhere.
So that's why you gave it an 8. That's why I'm giving it a 9 because it was actually like you said, it progressed. It went from one extreme to the next. You know what I mean? It kept on going, but there was character growth in it. You knew who Adam and you knew who Conrad were. You finally found out who the doctor was in it. You know what I mean? Sometimes they don't even tell you who the half of the people are in the story, but this one was flushing her world out more. So it's kind of cool that they're flushing her out more. So issue 9, issue 10, we get some more stories with her in it, and then sometimes some of those issues you have more than one Vampirella story in it. So, but I really like this cover of Archie Goodwin's. So I really enjoyed the cover. So we'll grade the cover first. What you think of the cover?
I thought that cover was cool. So it was like Ken Kelly art. Yeah. So I do enjoy Ken Kelly's artwork too. So
yeah, like it's a lot of people's favorite cover. You know what I mean? It's a lot of people's favorite cover of Ken Kelly's of that run. Because Ken Kelly did multiple covers for this run. But a lot of people enjoy it because it looks, it has something to do with the story. That's the one big one. And then the art just pops, you know what I mean? On the cut on
yeah.
So
yeah, definitely. That's because it's it's tying in the character at the start of the book and stuff like that
right.
too. So
Yeah.
it's like, she's in danger type of thing. So
Yeah.
which is so
It caught that. I think the biggest reason why a lot of people like it caught your attention. If it was on the new, if you've seen this on the news, it will catch your attention. You know what I mean? Some creature with a knife with a scantily clad chick on an altar. So this
yeah,
was
especially for considering when the book was published, stuff like that too. So it was like, all right, I'm sure it's was something very unique for the time and
Yeah,
different. It's like, oh, look, it's somebody's gonna get sacrificed on an altar, so it's kind of
yeah,
gives a presence of like, oh, it's like kind of cultish.
yeah. And then, what did you give Archie's art in this thing?
Archie's artwork is pretty cool. I'll give him like a solid 8 on that.
Yeah, I give it an 8.5. He actually improved from his what was it? Yeah, he did the first story. He did the first from first story to this one.
Mhm.
She made her more exotic or beautiful in it. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was nice in the other one. It's just she's not pin-uppy in this one. She doesn't feel as pin-uppy as you know what I mean as the last one.
Yeah, something new and different. So which is still cool. I dig it.
Yeah,
I enjoy it
and
very much.
yeah, like actual drawing, really feminine faces, you know what I mean? And then, she actually, looks surprised, you know.
There's more emotion.
Yeah,
Behind it. Just
yeah,
like in all the different characters, more emotion
yeah.
behind their faces and stuff like that too. So, which is cool. I dig it.
Almost looks like actually, looking at this panel, almost looks like the Reanimator thing, but Reanimator came out before that, right? Came out before this or after this, I think.
I think so. I think it was after.
Yeah, but it's just kind of funny. So maybe the guy that did Reanimator took some inspiration from this. You never know.
Yeah, be surprised. You'd be surprised. Some people are.
Yeah,
They use it. Like, a lot of stuff is created. That was during a period where a lot of people were like looking at other stuff and then like
yeah.
are getting inspired and still create something very unique, but at the same time, it was like tweaking
Right,
an
right.
old story. So,
But you want to hear the funny thing? When I first read this thing, I knew Conrad, but I thought Conrad was almost like a scarecrow because of how how Archie drew him in this one. He almost looks like scarecrow esque, and so I always thought he was a scarecrow. Like when I first read it, I'm like, is freaking Conrad as a scarecrow? And then I finally got to the end of the book. I'm like, oh, he's a freaking vampire. He's the vampire hunter.
he's a vampire. Yeah, But I was like, it was interesting. I liked how they tied in the two Van Helsings at the end too. It's like, okay, man. It's like shows them like real quick, introduces them real quick, and then at the end, it's like between the 2 pages, it was like it just like explaining, all right, they're vampire hunters, and now Vampirella is like their target.
Yeah. I'm excited to see where issue 9's taking it. I'm issue 9, 10, all those are taking it. But yeah, like Dell gives the art a 8. I give he gave the story a 8. I give the story a 9. Because you guys all knew I was gonna give it a 9 because I'm a Vampirella fan, but I give it a 9. The art's at least a 8 for me. So I mean it's actually a decent story and a decent reintroduction to her. You know what I mean? Because you didn't see her for another 8 issues.
Yeah, exactly. It was like it was it's definitely several issues as far as her involvement in the story.
Yeah,
It was it was like a bunch of issues that had gone by without her involvement in the story. The only times that we saw her was her as a playing hostess.
Yeah. Well, pretty much the first couple of issues was her playing hostess. I couldn't believe it took 8 issues for them to go, hey, maybe we should do more stories with her in it.
Yeah, after all, the magazine itself is named after her.
Yeah. So yeah, the magazine is hers, but we don't think she's gonna sell. A scantily clad character. It's not gonna sell. We didn't think it was gonna sell.
Yeah, but so far it's a good so far it's pretty cool.
Yeah, good setup, and then well, actually, we're not actually doing we'll let you guys know this week. We're not going to do issue 9 next week. So we're actually going to try to do the 1996 Vampirella movie. We're going to try to talk about it. I'm going to have Del try to sit through it this week. He already tried sitting through it the first time. He said It was yeah, it was cool.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
we'll
But
let you know we'll
we'll
let you know what we think next week. But
we're
so
gonna
if you guys want to join us, you guys can. I just let me know in the description. Let me know, you guys want to join us. I'm probably gonna hit up a couple of friends to see if they want to join us and talk about the movie to see what they thought. You know what I mean? I want to see what people's thoughts are. I know what my thought is, and I know what Dell's thought is. I'm curious what other people think thoughts are
yeah.
because
So
a lot of people, a lot, a lot of Vampirella fans do not like this movie. that's a that's a big. I mean, if you're a hardcore fan, you may like it a little bit, but a lot of people were upset about it. That's all I'm gonna say for now. But you guys are gonna be enjoying a lot more content from us. So we're gonna have issue 9 in another 2 weeks. So
in 2 weeks, yeah. So we're just switching it up here, like we talked about. We're still good to review the magazines and everything and discuss it. We just want to switch things up and not come off too repetitive. So
yeah,
so Jeff and myself we're talking about let's review the movie.
yeah,
Yeah,
because now we reintroduced you to Vampirella. So now we'll go jump into the movie, and then when we go back into Vampirella again in issue 9 in 2 weeks. So
exactly.
that's gonna make it more fun and more people to involve next week. So I'm gonna try to involve some more people to see
Yeah,
if anybody wants to join us to talk about this movie. So
exactly. So we just want to try and make things more interesting and exciting.
yeah,
Uh, no, we're just trying to do this to, of course, like as Jeff was saying, to help people like the magazine more, or
to
because
to educate you guys more on Vampirella, not just not like what everybody else likes to say, not oogly eyed and goo goo over her covers. I
yeah,
want to let you guys know there's a lot more behind it than googly eyes over
exactly.
or goon or like people like to say goon over her over her covers. So
Yeah,
there's more to the than just the outfit and everything else. So,
yeah,
but this is what the Vampirella book club's gonna be. We're gonna be talking about, yeah, and we might even talk about they're actually novels. So we might actually come up, after we get done with all 113, we may talk about the freaking novels about Vampirella. So you never know. But if you guys want to see more stuff, come and hang out with us, and we can talk about more Vampirella stuff. But it's this series is gonna be is we're gonna be going down the rabbit hole of Warren magazines of 112 issues of Warren and then the one issue of Harris.
exactly, exactly. So here I have an idea for people that are tuning in and watching us. So from you can actually find the movie on YouTube.
Yeah,
The Vampirella movie. You can find it on YouTube. Now, if for all you who are curious, may have never seen it like myself, are curious, I take a look at it between today and next Sunday. Watch it.
yeah.
You
Watch,
know, it's,
and I want to see what you guys think, and I want you guys to leave in our comments or in our description below what you guys thought of the movie when we review it next week. Because when me and Del review it, we're gonna be super honest. Because
it,
I'm a big Vampirella fan. Trust me, I'm a big Vampirella fan. But I warned Del about the movie, and I'm warning you guys about the movie. Is It is corny, but if
but
you guys can sit through it, I applaud you guys.
yeah. So that's why I sit there and say, to watch it.
Yeah,
It's like from what I saw, it's like the running time from opening credits down to end credits is like about an hour and a half or 100, like about
yeah,
100 or an hour and 20 minutes or so. So I can sit through that because I watch movies a lot longer than that.
yeah,
If I can sit down and watch other movies like Scarface that are 2.5 hours long and
yeah, or
yeah,
more
or
sometimes.
long,
Yeah,
yeah, and the other movies that are like 2.5 to 3 hours long, I can sit down and watch an hour and a half. So I'm gonna watch it. I started watching it the other day, but I was a little tired. So, and I told Jeff, I kind of gave Jeff some my own little opinion about it. I'll go into that next
Yeah, we'll,
week.
we'll we'll go into that next week. But since the for our friend, the two friends that are watching us, if you guys want to go watch this Vampirella movie, it is on YouTube. Just look
Yeah,
up Vampirella movie, full movie, and then you'll get it. Or I was next week I'll just leave it in the live chat if you guys want to click on it and watch it with us, or watch it on there and then watch it. And when we were discussing it, you guys can you guys can laugh about it
yeah,
and stuff like that. That's what this is gonna be about, guys. We're gonna be talking about all 112 Warren issues and the one the one Harris issue. But if you guys want me to go into more detail about her, go ahead, leave it in the description, leave it on my Instagrams whenever I post. Post, hey, Vampy Book Club's coming, and if you guys want, another some more stuff, for us to talk about more stuff about her, leave it in the description what you guys want to learn more about her. But we just went over issue 8, since you guys joined us late. We gave the what did you give the cover at 8?
yes,
He gave the cover. Dell gave the cover at 8. Dell gave the art a 8 and gave the story a 8. What I gave it was story 9, cover. Covers actually I didn't even give the cover a grade, so I gave a cover a 9, and then art wise it's a 8, but it's not it's not bad. It's not it's actually semi good because we gave it 8s. So because like Del was saying, it actually went through. It actually introduced you to a bunch of new characters, and it actually flushed the characters out. It didn't just go, "Hey, this is Adam Van Helsing, and this is Conrad," but it told you who they were. It didn't just go, "Hey, this is this is person and this is that person," like some of the stories now, where hey, here,
exactly. It's a little bit more in depth, so which is cool. I
yeah,
dig it. Yeah, so yeah, but so far, I this is where what I really wanted to get, learn more,
right,
which teaching me a lot about this character and about the this line about, and I'm learning about stuff that was done throughout the late '60s and throughout into the '70s, especially
yeah,
for a publishing company that's no longer around,
right.
like Warren. So
I mean, the person is still around. The guy
yeah, but
that created but the publisher isn't around no more.
yeah, the company
Yeah,
itself,
yeah.
Warren.
Company itself ain't around no more. But yeah, but this is this has been great. I've been enjoying it. Dell's been enjoying it. But next week's gonna be the most fun because we're actually gonna go over the 1996 movie, and I want to see if any of my other friends want to join me in talking about it, not just Dell. I want to see if Tim wants to join us to talk about it. I would love to see what Tim's point of view of this movie would be.
Yeah, and I'm definitely
Since he's an actor, I'm curious. I'm super curious.
yeah, I'm just a movie nerd myself. I just like to
Yeah,
watch movies, and that's why, especially now that I'm learning a little bit more of the backstory and reading on the
yeah,
books,
yeah,
I have a little bit more knowledge behind,
yeah.
you
So
know,
it's kind of fun to see. It's just kind of fun to see people's opinion
yeah,
of the movie because a lot of major fans do not like this movie,
yeah.
but some,
And
but it, but
I grew up
it's
in
a
Hollywood, so
yeah, it's iffy. Some fans like it, some fans don't. But that's how everything is, man. But
yeah, I grew up in Hollywood, so it was like being around it all the time. And I used to work at a copy center. I was literally down the street from some major movie studio, so
yeah,
I was around it all the time. So I'm just saying,
yeah,
I felt like I felt like a kid in a candy store because I get to see actors and stuff like that and
right. Well,
writers.
guys, thanks for watching us. Thanks for tuning in. If you guys tune in later, I appreciate you guys tuning in later and watching us because this is pretty much you know I've been loving doing these things for you guys. I've been enjoying it,
Yeah,
talking about the magazines and trying to see if I can get Dell to fall fall hard for her just like I do. So now he has something else to collect later when he get later. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm working on it. But we'll check you guys later, and we'll see you guys next week.
See ya.